episode of Radio 22's Talk 22, the show hosted by me, your boy Mizzle to the Jizzle. We back yet again, bringing you the conversations that you want to talk about and bring it to you with nothing but the real. And that being said, we want to appreciate everybody that came through with that real conversation that we had last time about the legalization of marijuana and all the stuff that comes with that, the good and the bad. And I think that conversation was definitely needed through the political stuff that we just had in November here. So I think you're going to see more to come with that. But that being said, I shall proceed and continue to bring you some more conversation. And with that being said, I'm gonna bring you we had a little bit of everything that happened over the Thanksgiving break. We were out over the Thanksgiving break, and I hope that a lot of you guys enjoyed your time with family, or if you didn't have family around, because I know we supposed to quarantine. I don't know if we quarantine, but we're supposed to. And I think, at that being said, that a lot of you guys either had self-reflection or had good times with your family. I hope you had that during this time, the holiday, because the holiday is still supposed to be the holiday. I don't care if it's Corona. But that being said, so much went on through the holidays that I think we're just gonna have to chat about all of that. It's just so much, and we're gonna address it. So I want to bring to y'all my heavy hitters that came to the show today, and they come from different backgrounds in this, but I think you're gonna enjoy their conversation with what we bring it today. Out of the Madison area, I got the homie BK. BK, can you unmute your mic and say hello to the people?
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for having me on the show. Just want to get on here, give my opinion. Maybe my point of view might be a little different from other people, so I'm happy to be here to share it.
That's what's up. We appreciate you coming through. Also, I got the homie Danku is on the line. Danku, you say what's up to the people, please.
What's going on, y'all? Thank you for having me on the show.
That's what's up, bro. We appreciate long time MC out of the area, Wisconsin here. And we appreciate him coming through to the show as well. Also, out of the Miami area, we got the homie Jay Chin. Jay Chin, keep drop a line to the people.
Yo, thanks for having me back. It's always a pleasure. And like always, I'm coming through with the deep cuts, straight to your face. And you know me, I'm not going to hold nothing back. So let's go. I'm ready.
That's what I'm talking about, that real. See, we bringing the real today, people. You might not like it, but it's going to be real. But with that being said, we're going to just get right into it. The versus battles have been heating up, ain't they? One of the things that we saw off of the Thanksgiving break was one of the versus battle I didn't think I'd ever see. It was the homie Jeezy versus Gucci Mane. And if you know, like I know, the history of hip hop in the South, there's been some deep history with those two MCs. And people been killed. There's just a lot going on there, a lot to unpack. And I guess for them just even to be in the same room to battle, that's monumental right there. So shout out to the Versus crew to even put that together. But being that we have MC on the line, I'm gonna start with Danku right there. I want to ask, were you surprised how the battle between Jeezy and Gucci ended?
Well, the thing is so me, all right, on a personal level, first of all, I'm not a huge fan of either one personally. That's just my own thing.
Respect.
But the way that it climaxed with them, performing the song together at the very end of the verses, I guess it's kind of like I didn't expect that, because it's kind of like I feel like I've had an extreme long beef with somebody that I'd probably never be cool with. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, I do think it is a good thing that they did kind of seem to be that they ended it kind of peaceful. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess that is a good thing for hip hop in itself because of how many people are, you know, losing their life in the scene and in music itself. That it probably is good that, you know, there's some kind of peace aspect going on there. But at the same time, I mean, it's definitely hard to squash a long-term real life beef. You know what I'm saying?
True. I mean, you've been through a lot of battles, MC battles, and different stuff that goes on in the hip hop industry. I mean, we all know what goes on, so I know you know as well. So, as a person that's been through that, you can kind of respect these two men putting it on the line and squashing it, right?
Oh yeah, it's definitely a good. I could definitely respect that, man. I mean, I don't feel like I've ever actually battled someone I had a real life beef with. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how that would actually turn out. I really couldn't even tell you.
Mm, true. I mean, it is what it is sometimes, people. Jay Chin, get a little something from you here. Were you surprised on how it all ended with the Jeezy and Gucci Man battle on verses?
I'm not even gonna hold nothing back. Yes, I was completely surprised, especially from. I mean, I'm not. I'm a fan of the culture in general. Have I
Mm-hmm.
been paying attention to every Gucci Man song or Jeezy song? Probably not. But it
Yeah.
was very hard to ignore that beef. I mean, from whether it's true or not that somebody lost their life because Jeezy had a bounty on dude's head, and then you start looking at how Gucci was conducting himself, and he actually wore $10,000 worth of clothing just to basically tell the dude the $10,000 that you put on my head, I'm wearing it right now. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I was actually waiting for the feed to just cut off because I thought it was about to go left. You know, Atlanta just goes wild. I mean, if you
Yeah.
looked at it and they were in Magic City at the scene of the crime where everything happened, I
Mhm.
expected it to go left. So, yes, I was surprised how it ended. I literally was watching my feed waiting for something to go wrong. Not that I wanted it, but I expected it. So, yes, I'm surprised how it ended. I'm very surprised. And to even put things lightly, it's great that they pieced it up. They showing it up to the kids that you can have all this running beef and then piece it up. But how do you think Pookie Loke's son and family feels that Jeezy can just go out there and dap it up and be cool? Like, I understand some things are not meant to be done on camera. You could have pieced it up. It didn't have to be monetized like this over some guy lost their life. Now what? Where did it go? I don't
Yeah.
know. You guys tell me.
True. True enough. Yeah. I mean, we want to hear more from you guys at home as well. If you agree with Danku and Jay Chin and what they're saying, we definitely want to hear from you as well. BK, want to hear from you on this line. You know, my man said he's smoking Pookie Loke tonight. You know, he told him to dig up his dead homie. I mean, were you surprised how
Yeah, it's,
that battle ended?
I think the thing is that there's money to be made. Like, I mean, people can like, what you show on that camera and what you actually how you feel, them two different things. So when you at the end of the day, I appreciate them coming together to put on that performance, put on that show, do what they did. But it's money to be made. A lot of things get swashed for to get on camera to make some money, man. To just get out to, even if it's going to a charity, it's going to a cause, you ain't got to be profiting a dime. But if it wasn't no type of animosity, you wouldn't
Mhm.
$10,000 suit. See what I'm saying? So to me, I look at it like it's money to be made. They got out there on stage, they did their thing, but that don't mean they cool. That don't mean call me up. That don't mean it's just but that's entertainment for you. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, yeah. It do kind of make you wonder how much of that beef is truly squashed. I mean, for that moment it was cool, but like, you know, are they really gonna be like wanting to do songs together? Are they really gonna be
I
in the
mean, they went
studio
to
together?
Compound together. They went from there. Everybody that I know in Atlanta went to Compound. They was in there. So
Yeah.
Money.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Every day
again,
put on the show.
that's the culture in Atlanta though. So you go to church, from church you go to Compound. So it is what it is.
But I guess
It
what
is
I'm saying
culture.
is, by wearing a $10,000 suit, it's like if somebody robbed you for your Jordans, and then they showed up to a party you was at in your Jordans.
Mm,
Like
Mm.
that's cold. Like I'm like
mm.
that's tough.
Yeah. I woo, yeah, you that make you feel a little different. But okay. We're gonna okay, I want to ask one last question with that. Who in your opinion won that battle? I'm gonna start with you, back to you, BK.
Yeah, I really decide on a winner. I just looked at it like, they both came out here and did what they had to do. But I mean, I go with Jeezy from my point of view if I had to pick one.
Okay, okay. Thank you. I know you're not a huge fan of either MC, but
I mean, I've been listening to Jeezy and Gucci for a long time, but I mean, lately I ain't been paying attention too much. I mean, stuff like every time Gucci come out with something, you see a meme about Gucci fake. So Gucci a clone.
yeah, there's a lot you hear about Gucci. You don't know what's true, what's not. But Teyamo Denku, I want to ask you. I know you're not a fan, but just offer respect for the craft. Who do you think won that battle?
I mean, I probably go more with Jeezy. I don't really I just man, I don't really fuck with Gucci at all. You know what I'm saying? So I mean me personally, I mean, there's probably a few more joints that I like that Jeezy's on that than what I have heard Gucci on, you know what I'm saying?
Respect.
Just a personal thing.
Okay.
But yes, not a huge fan of either of them. Like, I mean, I'm bumping like 90s mostly. Like I'm old school head, you know what I'm saying?
Got you. Got you. Respect with that. Lastly, Jay Chan, just to get your final opinion on that. Who won that battle?
I'm with the panel. I think Jeezy won. If he can't comes down to musically, period. But as far as Atlanta, the culture, because I had to call my people in Atlanta, I had to really find out. To them, they really, really, really feel that Gucci won. You can't call anybody in Atlanta and tell them that Gucci didn't win. The fact that he played a diss song that nobody thought he could play, the truth. Like he
Mhm.
played that song and performed. Listen, I'm gonna ask every single one of you guys. You've all heard diss songs. When was the last time you saw a rapper MC performed a diss song? He wrote about the other dude in his face and ad lib, and then watch the other dude's reaction. That was, I mean, nothing close to a URL battle. That's about it. But yeah, I mean, Jeezy won, but the fact that Gucci could really just come out there and say that and dig your man, I put him in the dirt, and he actually did it, not on some rap shit. Nah, come on. I
Yeah,
mean, they both won, but musically, Jeezy won for sure.
yeah. I mean, it's hard for me because the way I saw it, the way that Gucci presented it, the whole battle and everything. You know, if you ask me whose music I rock with more, of course I'm gonna say Jeezy.
Jeezy.
But you know, the way that the battle was presented, I might have to agree with the Gucci people. You know,
Yeah.
like I just never. That would be like you said, like Pac performing "Hit 'Em Up" right in front
In
of
front of
Biggie.
Biggie. Oof.
Yeah,
That'd be
like who would do that? You know,
Nah.
so,
I think that
feel
if you
safe.
if you go by that, yes, Gucci won. But musically, I mean, it was like one hit after another. You didn't know which year it was coming from Gucci with Jeezy, and that's why I think Jeezy won. But yeah, when you talk about all the other antics, the $10,000 suit,
Yeah.
this song right in your face, yeah, that's that's some grimy shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I watch battles, I listen to their lyrics, but I also look at the presentation.
He
And
said, he even
sometimes,
said him at the end of the song. He said, "Send some more people on. Send them right back to you in a box." I
he did say
mean,
that.
come on,
He
man.
did say
Come
that.
on, man.
Yeah, that's ooh, that was fierce. But
Mm-mm.
we happy that they squashed it on a
I'm
peaceful way.
happy. Hopefully.
Uh, and nobody ended up in a box. So we do appreciate that. At least so far. So anyhow, we're gonna move on to the next question here. I need to know from you, Jay Chin. I need to know when we looked at also during the Thanksgiving break, they had the NBA draft, and a lot of people were surprised because they were thinking that it was going to go differently. And it was the first time they really had, like, it being with COVID and everything, they had a virtual draft. And those that follow the NBA, were you kind of surprised how the NBA draft went this year? I'm gonna start with you, Jay Chin.
No, not really. I feel like there wasn't too many surprises unless we look at the Knicks at 8, drafting Obi. Um, to me, that was a huge shock. Again, long time Knicks fan here. I feel like the Knicks, I don't know what they want to do, man. They got 52 forwards, but hey, who's counting? Let's get another one. Um, but it wasn't as how can I put this? It wasn't as suspenseful as the past draft. Of course, COVID was there, and I also
Mhm.
have a feeling that a lot of, maybe not the GMs, but a lot of the fan base are not too familiar with some of these guys. I am, because this is my industry. I have
Mhm.
to know who these guys are. But I have a feeling like the regular fan was just whatever. I mean, probably had to YouTube the guy they drafted because they had no idea who they were. But I did like the Warriors pick.
Okay.
That was a solid pick. Given that Clay went down, there's some uncertainty. That guy's a pure center, but he
Mhm.
can literally play guard if you wanted to. He's a 7-footer that can put the ball on the floor, trained by Penny Hardaway. So that's, I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Definitely love that pick. Also, um, low key, I'm waiting to see how that Charlotte Hornets pick is gonna pan out, because I really, really feel that Jordan is that petty to draft that kid just so he can play LeVar one-on-one and then cut him. I feel
You talking about
Jordan's,
the Boston? Okay.
yeah, because remember his pops was saying how he can beat Jordan one-on-one. So I
Yeah.
feel like, like I remember that meme Jordan in the Last Dance where he said, "And I took it personal." I really feel Jordan is capable of saying, "You know what? I'm gonna draft LaMelo, and then I'm gonna play your dad one-on-one before practice, then cut you." I mean,
Yeah. He could draft him and somehow trade him for Russell Westbrook or something.
man, not even trade him, just go, buddy. Jordan don't care. He
Yeah.
petty.
Yeah. True that. Okay. Danku, need to know from you. We used to seeing the them thoughts head straight to the NBA draft because they know that they about to come out. There was no audience there. There's no fans. That's a little different this year in the NBA draft. Were you kind of surprised to see how it all went?
I mean, not super surprised because I also watched the NFL draft, and it was a similar type of vibe. The thing that I definitely touch on is what Jay Chen was saying is, see, me, um I follow players into the NBA after watching March
Right.
Madness, not getting March Madness this year. I really wasn't super familiar with, you know, a lot of the people. Obviously, I knew, you know, who LaMelo Ball was, a couple of the other people, but I mean, a lot of the people, like, I really wasn't super familiar with. And like you were saying, I definitely would have to go and YouTube who they exactly picked to see if it was a great pick or not. My thing is, I have been following, you know, the Bucks a little bit, and obviously they pretty much got rid of all their picks to try to figure out this trading sequence to try to convince Giannis to stay with Milwaukee. So,
Right.
I mean, you know, I don't. I mean, they basically, you know, that's what their main focus is. They're trying to get him to stay there, and they might have messed that all up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
How you think that went? You think they're gonna keep him?
I mean, it's kind of like, you know, there's people that say, you know, if they would have got Bogdanovich if that would have happened, that it would have been a guaranteed thing. The thing is without making that happen and screwing that up, I mean, I don't know if you're stayed, you know, just because Holiday's there and a few other little picks that they got going there. You know, I don't know if Holiday's enough to make him stay, but I think if they make a run this next year, you know, then maybe he'll stay. But at the same time, I mean, is it too late then? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, you know, they're waiting for him to sign the max deal like today. And, you know, nobody knows. Nobody knows if that's really going to happen.
It's hard to walk away from that money, though. That's for sure.
Yeah.
BK, need to know from you, were you kind of surprised at the way that the whole NBA draft went this year?
Yeah. So COVID, I think it's been a different year for everybody. I've been watching on my phone, so I'm seeing who gets drafted and what order they're going in. I really only paid attention to the first few draft picks, but Wiseman, I think, as Jay Shin said, that's a good pickup for Golden State. They go. I think they will surprise some people even without Clay this year. I think Clay hurt now. If he get back by close to the playoffs, they gonna be, man. You're not gonna want to see them in the playoffs. But he's also right too with I don't know what the Knicks are doing.
Man, I don't know. Listen, man, the Knicks are cursed.
Yeah, and they're not cursed. They got a bad owner. He team. He won't do it. But no, I like to troll about Jordan though and getting LaMelo. But I personally like LaMelo. I think LaMelo is fearless in the game. I think he's gonna be actually good. I think he'll be better than his brother.
I agree with that.
Jordan also is good at getting that person that you don't think will be that great and coming to his team and really getting explosive, but then you don't want to pay him, so they go somewhere else. You know, so
true too.
Who's Jordan draft? That was good.
I mean, who's the boy just traded?
Nobody
to the Celtics. God, I can't think of his name.
Did he draft Kemba? I don't know.
Yeah,
Kemba.
He drafted Kemba.
Yeah, Kemba came out, led the lead, was one of the leading vote getters for MVP.
Okay, I don't know, but
got his money contract came.
Because so far, I feel like Jordan's track record is trash. Like as a GM owner, trash. I mean, he drafted Kwame Brown. Come on, we gonna forget that?
Okay, you can't forget Kwame Brown. Okay. You know the problem with Jordan, he make one mistake and it never leaves him.
Man, Jordan.
His problem is Jordan don't pay nobody. You in a small market like Charlotte, and people not trying to line up to go to Charlotte. I mean, it's a nice town and all that. You got to make something there that's an incentive. That maybe you buying people houses on the side or some shit, you know. But you got to get people come out there.
That's true. True enough. One thing I did see in the NBA draft that I felt like every pick they were crying and weeping, and I felt like, wow, what is going on? Every single pick, these men up there just bawling their eyes out. And I know it's an emotional time, but to me, I just felt like, I don't know if y'all felt like I felt like there was just too many tears out there.
NBA is the same as it was before. When people got drafted to the NBA back in the day, it was like, okay, we'll be good, my family. When people get drafted in the NBA now, everybody. there's a lot more money going around. So I can understand some tears, especially on Dakota. It's a lot.
Because the actual rookie scale went up. So people, the rookie wage scale went up. So they're going to make more money for playing less time. They didn't have to do anything this year. They really just had to come in, practice, and just sit down and wait, make some phone calls, talk to some GMs that may want them. And actually this year, players actually knew where exactly they were going to draft because they weren't in school. Because they weren't in school, they were able to get agents early. So it was a great process for them. It's a bad process for the teams because now a GM is literally rolling the dice. They're gonna every GM earned their money this time around, or some of them going to be fired because you really have to do your homework because there's no tape. You have to do the work.
Okay.
That's instant rich, man. That's like instant wealthy. Everybody, family. It's not like you get $2 million contract for 3 years back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
No, bam, right off the bat. Everybody cool.
No, that is a fact. Actually, I'm gonna throw this up just to go on BK. What he said. There is a guy. I won't say him here, but you know who he is, MJ.
Okay.
He played for the Badgers, and that day he was being drafted. He probably had maybe $30 in his checking, and we watched his draft at his mom's crib the next day. I mean, and I'm saying the next day, my man had like close to like 35K and in the account, and 50 was pending. You know how it is, like 50 was pending. Next day, you know what I mean? He had to fly to the destination. True story. And he took everybody, and we all went.
Yeah.
Needless to say, he's not in the league no more. But that's besides the point.
Yeah, that's the problem.
He had his shot. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna move on to the next question. I'm gonna stick with sports here though. One of the other events that we saw during the Thanksgiving break was the Mike Tyson fight. We call it Mike Tyson fight. It was Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. It's an exhibition fight, but it was quite an entertaining battle that it was. I'm gonna start with you, Danku. What do you think about the comeback fight of Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr.?
I mean, I was a big Tyson fan back in the day. I mean, I feel like I probably enjoyed the build up to the fight more than the actual fight, personally. I mean, it was cool to see them fight again, man, but I mean, seeing the videos of Mike getting ready, like that was more entertaining to me than watching them out there do whatever they did to end in a draw. Like I was more entertained by Nate Robinson getting knocked out.
Man.
Okay. I mean, that was an entertaining knockout, I must admit. I think we do have video of that. If my producers maybe have a video of that.
And the sneak commentary was great.
I mean, we saw kind of Cobra rings in that one, right? So, it kind of went down like that. But Jay Chin, we need to know from you, were you not entertained by that battle?
Listen, man. When another thing here, this is again to prove BK that the Knicks are cursed. Why is Nate Robinson wearing Knicks colors and getting manhandled by this dude like this, man? Come on, man. Yo, this dude, he came through wearing Knicks color. Oh my God.
He's trying to get that ring.
I mean, listen, man. My man really came through wearing Knicks colors.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, that literally just is 2020 in a nutshell, right there. Saying dude come in like that. The Mike Tyson fight. I mean, I am 100% happy I didn't buy it because I was disappointed. I wanted to watch it, but I mean, it was family time. I was watching Disney Plus, and I was like, man, I'm missing out on this fight. And then once everybody wind down, I'm like, you know what? Let me hop on social media, and I was like, whoa, this was the fight. I mean, it looked horrible. I'm with Denku. The build up to the fight, watching Tyson train, watching everybody expect him to come and do what he's gonna do. Yeah, that fight was not it, man. That was not it. Hopefully, this is he say he wants to fight again. Hopefully, this is like a tune-up fight, but he looked like he was ready to rumble and do what he has to do. Roy Jones looked like it was in slow motion. I mean, it was not it. It was not it. Yeah, so that dude who not have and you got hey, everybody at home watching this, and you guys when you're done here, Google who Jake Paul is. I didn't know who this dude was, man. Google him. That's first picture of him in an animal fur. I was like, dude, this is the dude that knocked out. Nah. Then here come Nate say he's doing it for the culture. Nah, man, he's not doing it for my culture. I don't know what he's doing it for. I don't know what Nate did it for, man. It was definitely not my culture.
Yeah, that was rough. That was rough watching Nate just go out like that. But you know, like the homie Snoop said, he gonna be all right. He from the hood.
Man, that got me more weak.
All right, so BK, as you saw it, what did you think about the Tyson Roy Jones fight?
So man, I can't stop laughing about this. So I watched it. I watched it on YouTube the day after because about like 3:00 in the afternoon, I got that message saying these are rules of the fight. This is what it's gonna be, and I was like, I'm not about to pay to watch this, and it's gonna be out on YouTube 24 hours, and they're not gonna fight for real.
Right.
When I did watch it. Yeah, they don't need to be out there with them young boys no more. Young people, they get out there get hurt. But Nate Robinson. Look, dude, what's Jake Paul record? 2-0? Is one of them against Nate Robinson?
Yeah.
Dude been fighting for he's got a knockout. He's been fighting for a while. He obviously been training a lot longer than you. I was saying this earlier. We got to stop thinking just because you're an athlete, you can jump professionally into another sport or people actually trying to get paid to do this. Regardless if the person suck or not, they've been training trying to get paid to do this to where they got their license to fight. And somebody will get hurt doing this. Somebody will jump into a sport thinking they can get out there to fight somebody else and they go get their ass whooped. I mean, think about it. You seen that Mayweather fight. Now, imagine Conor McGregor would have came and fought Mayweather 10 years earlier when he was in a better shape as a fighter. Man, he got murdered out there. We gotta stop doing this. Somebody will get real hurt real bad. But Mike and Roy, man, after that fight, Roy looked like he was dead. They need to stop this, man. They too old.
Yeah, it wasn't a good look for Roy. I ain't gonna lie. But Tyson, on the other hand, he looked like he still had some rounds in him. Even after the 8th, he looked like he still was ready to go. It did seem more like a sparring session to me. Almost like he told Roy he wasn't going to knock him out. Told him he wasn't going to aim at the face, but he'd give him some good body shots. And like he said, Roy, he took it, like a champ. He said, y'all must have forgot I can take these blows. So he did take those blows, but
those were the rules. They couldn't knock each other out.
Yeah, it was real. It was more like a sparring session in my mind. It definitely wasn't like the man Muhammad here that I'm sporting today. But it was something light, and I do admit the other battle with Nate Robinson and the YouTuber was a lot more entertaining. But like the homie Snoop said, that's why you don't play boxing. You come to throw hands. You don't play boxing. You play basketball, you play football, but you don't play box. That just ain't what you do. You go in that ring, you know what time it is. So I think that was a good lesson as well. shout out to the homie Snoop. I think he did a good job on it. Well, I don't know. Some people didn't like it. I think he did better than Troy Aikman and these guys do on football games. So I give it. What can Snoop not do? Snoop just do everything well. So shout out to the homie Snoop. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the next question. One of the other things that we saw over the break here was there's been a lot of talk about the COVID-19 vaccine and whatnot, and that it might be available to the public in the near future. My question to the panel is, I'm gonna start with UBK. Are you gonna be the first in line to take this COVID-19 vaccine?
Hell no. I might not even get the vaccine, to be honest with you. It's going to have to take my job or some corporation that I'm working for or something telling me that they won't let me work no more if I don't get the vaccine before I think to get the vaccine. And even then, I might just quit. Like, I don't how long it takes for them to figure out the side effects of one of these things they inject in you. If you developed it right now on some unknown, something we didn't have a cure for before, ain't never really dealt with, you could be 3, 4, 5 years from now not being able to feel the right side of your body. I'm cool. I'll pass. I'll wait until something else come out and they force people to take that.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of rough seeing that. Like, it just feels like they rushed to get this vaccine out because COVID. We all tired of it. Nobody trying to be inside no more. And, we tired of all the masks all the time and all that stuff too. But at the same time, as a health concern, we do see people are dying from this and everything. So with that being said, I'm gonna go to the homie Danku. With you seeing that they coming with this COVID-19 vaccine, is this something that the public should be interested in? I mean, would you be the first in line, or what's your feelings on it?
Well, I don't feel like I've ever even gotten a flu shot before in my life. And I couldn't even tell you the last time I got the flu. My thing is vaccines take years to create. The US is basically just, they got their back against the wall. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to advance going forward. And nobody really does. We let the entire thing get out of control. I come from a household where, like, my girl's immunocompromised, my aunt has diabetes, not even knowing what effect it would have on, like, my 2 daughters. So we try to be pretty safe with it. But, like, as far as, like, a early vaccine where they're already saying like 10 to 15% of the people are already feeling some type of side effects, and they say that the people that have already taken this, because there are people already taking it, or whatever vaccine they're taking, that they're suggesting you stay home at least the next day because you're not going to feel good. And it's like, well, why would I even want to take something that's, something like that? Like, that's just, like, you're telling me automatically to stay home the next day because I'm not going to feel good after taking, like, a vaccine that you don't even know the end result in. It doesn't even, hell no. There's no way that it's like BK said, like, unless it came down to where, like, the job I've been with for, like, over 15, 16 years basically was telling me, like, I can't come back to work. And like he said, even then, maybe it's time to find something new after that. If they're going to push you, and force you to do that. I heard the airlines are already doing that. International airlines are saying, at this point, you're not even going to be able to leave the country unless you have the vaccine or unless there's proof that you've taken it. So, who knows where we're going after this?
Okay. This is just one of those things. And the scary thing to it is that the government has something to do with this too, and creating a vaccine that attaches to your DNA. So, it's science to that, So my question to the homie Jay Chin is, how comfortable do you feel with the government, messing with your DNA?
I mean, of course, nobody's comfortable with it, but it seems to be that is the route everything is going, and that is one of the main reasons, which I think I'm actually just gonna be out on December 22nd. I'm out for a little bit. I'm gonna be watching America from a distance, see how y'all fare out, how y'all do it. That's definitely the plan. I mean, I've told you these plans for a while. Now they're materializing because I just don't like the energy and how some of these things are being handled. And I think I'll say this quick story. So on March 22nd, I flew back into the country, and this is when everywhere I went in Europe or some of these African countries, everywhere I went, they either would check my temperature, ask me questions about where you've been, what's going on, and here we are, and I'm expecting to come back to America where security's tight already, TSA is like this. So I'm coming to America frightened because I've been to all these places, and I know they're not gonna let me in. And when I came back into America, they just stamped my passport. Welcome back. I walked in like I was walking into a bar on State Street, like no question, nothing. That really, that was March, and I knew from there on out that it's gonna be bad here. Like we completely dropped the ball, and it's and there's another thing. There's just complete freedom here. I mean,
Yeah.
when they you go everywhere else, like you go to Zaire, to Congo right now. COVID is not, it's not really prevalent because when they say don't go out, you don't go out because the government. I mean,
They
granted,
don't they
the
don't play
government is
that.
more powerful. No, they'll really throw your butt in jail so you can learn. Probably write you a 5 grand fine. There's just too much freedom, and which is it's there's good and bad of side effect to the amount of freedom we've been granted here, and we're now watching what's happening. So I really don't know, man. I do know for a fact that I will not take that vaccine. Not a first round. I agree with Denko. It takes years and years to develop a successful vaccine. And when you just Google side effects of the vaccines
Hmm.
um, that you take, they say everybody that's taken is experiencing fatigue, muscle fatigue. They're experiencing headaches. They're experiencing joint pains, and then they're experiencing pains to where the vaccine was administered for
Hmm.
weeks. Okay, so I mean, just based off that alone, I'm cool on it. It's like the new iPhone. I mean, I'm gonna wait till y'all get it, and I'll get it 2 years later.
Okay, I hear you. At the same time, a lot of those are the side effects to COVID-19 as well, though. So, I mean, you gotta hope that some way, one way or another, that it just works its way out. So far, we don't seem like we're gonna help ourselves though as Americans, because we just can't sit down for nothing. But
I mean, it's a joke to actually not have to wear a mask. Like some people talk to you like you crazy wearing a mask. I can't believe you fall for what they saying, blah blah blah. I'm like, you do know you contributed to how long we gotta wear masks, how long we gotta do this
Or
because
dudes who wear their mask like sideways, like this, they
yeah,
can,
yeah.
they can talk. Like, I mean, what you doing, man?
yeah, it was politicized as well by Donald Trump and a lot
Just
of.
terrible leadership. This should have been over with early summer. And now, I mean, my job told me you're not coming back to work until July. Get comfortable at home. And that's at the earliest. It might not be until next year, Christmas sometime, if we go back.
Mm.
Listen, I'm gonna be in Africa. I'm gonna be chilling. I'm gonna sit. Yeah, man. Come on, man. Good luck.
Okay.
Good
All
luck.
right. So moving on. Uh, Staying with the politics, we also saw that there was a lot of election recounts in this Thanksgiving break, including here in Wisconsin, where I am, and My question to the panel, I'm gonna start with BK, is after most states have finished now their election recounts, is it just time for Trump just to hold that L at this time?
See, what Trump is doing is like he trying to stall out and not concede. See, we've gotten comfortable with the idea of presidents just conceding. But when you actually go look at the Constitution and the laws around it, when the president don't succeed, there's no real, then they actually won like a considerable amount of the country in votes.
Mm-hmm.
They really don't have to. Then they can just keep tying up the election in lawsuits and recounts and claiming fraud and keep dragging it on throughout the next year. And at that point, Trump's still president. And that's the scary part about it is that we don't actually, he needs to concede and he's not going to concede. And if he don't concede, it's going to go on for a long time tied up in the courts. I think it comes down to like a state by state vote. And it's not by like the chosen representatives of the state. It's by like district count and like some, and like the chosen representative, which look at those numbers, Trump is winning in those numbers. And that could be a scary thing for the rest of the country. So it's a messed up situation to be in with him not trying to concede to the count. Like at some point he's gonna have to say, you know, I concede, I didn't win.
Yeah,
and that's why you start to see it more legally saying this is confirmed. Like the Wisconsin recount was like we give our stamp of approval because now they're trying to solidify that we did an actual count and the fraud is little enough to where he has to concede.
Okay, I guess we're gonna see. Tayamo Denku, I'm coming to you next. Do you feel like it's just time for Trump to hold that L?
I mean, if I could physically bring Michael Rappaport with me to tell Trump exactly what he said after the original counts were done, I would do that exact shit. Like, man, like just let it go, man. Like, I understand the whole legal standpoints and everything like that, but basically, he's looking at it like the way I'm seeing, like, because I don't even like, I don't follow Trump on nothing really at all. And then like I'll go on his Twitter. I went on his Twitter recently just to look at all the people talking shit to dude, and he's just constantly just whining like a battle rapper who can't accept losing to somebody else. Like it's at that point where I mean he just needs to go, man. That's the way I feel about it. And you know, I'm not even 100% sold on the whole Biden thing, but anybody but Trump for me, and he needs to hold the L real tight and let Michael Rappaport escort him out of the motherfucking White House doors, and Melanie could stay in there and masturbate on the fucking couch in the Oval Office. It don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm done. That's it.
Wow. Okay. He went there. Jay Chin, I need to know from you.
Man, I don't even know how to follow up with that.
You know,
masturbation in the Oval Office. That's wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But he needs to hold the L. But the question is, will he? And my fear is, I have a sneaky suspicion that somehow, some way, this has been planned if it got here. There's like a playbook that they're going about, that they know piece per piece what to do. And it wasn't by coincidence that he appointed his last judge right before the elections, the Supreme Court judge. So he has them all. I mean, if it has to go to the courts, I feel like America's just gonna America, man. I mean, it is what it is. Like, if he come back and be like, "Yo, I won it all," and I'm not, are y'all really gonna be surprised? Like this is just like one of those like movies, like, you know, Jason's not dying. I mean, you see Jason, they throw him in a boat, body slam him, do whatever. At the end, dude just get up like, nah, there go Jason. Like I have a feeling America's just gonna America. Like this, it is what it is, and it is 2020. That's why people are looking at it. Oh, 2020 gotta end because all this gotta end. Y'all act like when the calendar roll by, go to 2021, like fuck shit won't come with us. Like this is all coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been crazy. That's for sure. And actually, if you heard one of his last talks to the media, Trump did say that I think you're going to see a lot changes and a lot of stuff happen between now and January 20th. What that could mean, I don't know, but maybe we got to hold on and stand by, like he said. So we'll see. But anyway, so going to the next question, I want to ask, we saw that Grammy announcements were made as well during the Thanksgiving break. And, there's been a lot of people who were nominated, and there's been a lot of people who you thought would maybe be nominated, didn't get nominated. But that kind of happens every year, right? So my question to you, the panel, is why do artists have so much smoke for these Grammys and Oscars, and why don't they just put more prestige into Black award shows over the Grammys and the Oscars? So I'm gonna come back to you, Jay Chin. I want to know from you, why don't they just put more into our own award shows rather than these award shows?
I actually feel that it's coming down to when it comes down to it, of course, every artist publicly is pro-Black. Every artist wants to say the right things, but they also understand what their name carries if they say Grammy Award nominee MJ. They know what comes with it. They understand how big of a checkbook you had to cut them just because of the nomination. Forget winning. So the business side, the human side kicks in. But I completely agree with you. I've never liked the Grammy. They've never got it right. If you just Google some of these categories, it's laughable.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these categories, they got like, who they got like in the best rapper of the year or best rap album. Like I'm looking at these joints. I'm like, what's going on here? Like it's laughable. Like I've never paid attention. To me, the Grammys, nothing I've ever checked for. I've never cared for it. I've never. The sad part about it is every year we come to this place. Every year we say the same thing. Every year we're expecting next year to just show no validation to it. But somehow, some way, somebody gets snubbed. It becomes a big deal. Like I really don't care. So I'm just gonna answer this question because you asked it, but I really don't care about no Grammy, man.
Okay. Thank you. The way we look at it, like your MC, if there's a club or a bar or some place that you want to perform at, and they really are looking at you like sideways, like we ain't really gonna rock with you, is that really gonna stop your flow? I mean, to me, I think like it.
Well, I mean, I've never been big on Grammys or any of that either. Like my favorite awards show, as far as hip hop, rap music, the whole thing. I mean, you got to go back to the Source Awards was my favorite of that whole era of awards, as far as pushing hip hop culture and like everything like that. I mean, I've been rhyming like 25 years. Like this is what I grew up around. This is what I love to do. The Grammys was never, I mean, everybody, when you're at that high level, I don't even know what that means, but when you're at that high level, do you want to win a Grammy? What is a Grammy? A Grammy's what, popularity, vote, or how many records you sold to the overall public. Like it doesn't mean you're a great artist. It doesn't mean anything really. Like as far as when it comes down to it, it doesn't mean you're a great MC. The one thing though, this year, I mean, yes, they get it wrong all the time, but I did actually like, I believe, what was it? best rap album, I think I saw Royce. Royce got nominated this year. Was that Royce best rap album?
He may have. Yeah. Shout out to Royce.
I think Royce's Allegory got nominated, and that was a real good thing to see because normally, you know, I think what was it? Not that long ago, like Iggy Azalea won some shit. I mean, what the fuck? Like that's terrible. Like, what is that? Like, how could you even? How can Iggy Azalea win best rap artist? That bitch can't even barely speak right. Like her rapping is terrible. The fact that she, like, that chick wouldn't have even been allowed at the Source Awards back in the day. At all. Like, period.
Right.
Like, zero at all. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, Grammys aren't really a thing for me. I don't even pay attention to them. I don't watch them. I don't really watch many award shows because me on a personal level, like I don't really get, you know, I'm not in a popular vote. You know, I just kind of do my own thing. I live in the 90s era. I live in the golden era of hip hop. That's what I love to do. That's what I've always loved. It inspires me. It keeps me going. So, I mean, fuck awards, man. I don't give a fuck.
Okay. Tell us how you really feel, Danku. Okay. BK, we need to know from you then. You know, the homie Ho said, you know, we look at Billboard like, is you dumb? You know, do you agree?
You know, I don't know why we, in the black community, I think we one had a hard time coming together for what we support of our own. Award shows, events like that support black businesses, things like that, black music, they don't seem to last around long. Like Danku said, like the Source Awards is where I look to for actually rap. That was like back in the day. That's where the Grammys could come on and you like win the Source Awards. Like, you know, I don't care about this because what was it? Will Smith won the first rap Grammy or something like that.
Right.
Like a terrible MC, but somewhere around there, you know. But
getting jiggy with it.
I mean, you know, he's successful in music, and you get people involved, and you know, in his music, you don't curse. You got to rap. You got a Grammy for it, but is that really where hip hop is at? Just like you said, Iggy Azalea won a Grammy. Is that really where hip hop is at? That's not applying to the people who actually really live this lifestyle, so listen to this music. That's just applying to who put together a song that people listen to for the year. So I never paid attention to the Grammys. I think it's a waste of time for black people to go. But, you know, like Jay Chin said, they want that popularity to get that money. They say, I got a Grammy, it boosts you up, and take you to a level of status career. But, I mean, after you rich, is that all you want? Like,
I mean, it do help. Shout out to Travis Scott. Look, I mean, he got the McDonald's deal. He got, you know, the PlayStation deal. He got, you know, or Xbox or whatever it was. I mean, he got so many different deals now on the table because he's been Grammy nominated, you know. So,
yeah, it blew you up. It take you to a new level in your career. That's definitely for sure. But I mean, if you're at the point of getting a Grammy, you could probably close those deals too without having a. There's a lot of ways to get your following up nowadays. Like a lot of ways. You don't have to sell out for a Grammy to get your status up out here now.
True enough. Well, I thank you guys all for joining the panel today. I want to show y'all some love. Jay Chin, you can let the people know what you've been working on and where they can find you these days. All right.
Still with my sports memorabilia industry business. Everything should be on my Twitter feed, Iceberg J Shan. Other than that, still going to be opening up my gym in the Congos, and obviously everybody knows I'm going to be out of there pretty soon. So just follow me on social media, man. It's going to be a fun ride, fun adventure, I should say. And like I said, man, it's gonna be a 7-bedroom. So y'all want to escape the fuck shit? Get on that plane, come through, man. We can watch everything on CNN and just unfold and see how they're gonna force everybody here to take that vaccine. So in the meantime, we'll be out here.
I'm gonna be like Nas and Belly. We going to Africa, right? So,
we really going though. Did Nas really go? Did Nas even make it? I don't know if Nas made it.
Come on, T. We going to Africa. You know?
T-Boz is looking at him crazy, like I'm trying to go fuck Mac 10. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what's up. Thanks for coming to the show. And then we also got the homie Tam Danku. Let the people know where they can find you and what you've been working on, my brother.
Boy, I constantly got music going. I mean, I've dropped probably 4 or 5 albums throughout the year already. Some songs with you know, some major people. You know, I got joints with Benny the Butcher, joints with Conway, Busta Rhymes, Jim Jones. I mean, the list keeps going. Like I definitely been making some moves. And you can check me out at basically if you type Tayamu Denku in anything, everything of mine pops up. I know it's hard to spell, but it's TAIYAMODENKU at anything. It's right down there at the bottom. You check it out. My Bandcamp is where I push most of my things. I'm also on pretty much every social media streaming site that you could possibly think of. But I'm actually sitting on 11 unreleased albums that are pretty much done already, with some crazy things for the future lined up. I'm just excited to keep being able to do this and be excited about it. You know what I'm saying? Not like I'm just doing it just to feel some kind of business aspect. Like this is what I do because I love to do it, and it's definitely my life balance aside from my regular gig. You know, that helps pay the rest of the bills. You know what I'm saying? But
right,
yeah, man.
Yeah, we're proud of you, my brother. Keep pushing in the music industry there. As well, we thank you for joining the show. As well, we got the homie BK on the line. BK, you want to let them know where they can find you? What's the IG, my bro?
So yeah, you can get my IG at Dr. Brian Kennedy. I've been doing a lot. I got an animation I'm working on right now. It's kind of a looking to pitch this cartoon that we've been working on for a while here. Basically, a depiction of kind of what culture is at and things that we may not know plays a role into society. It's like making fun of the things that happen in the communities and stuff that we don't really pay attention to. But when you exaggerate them, trying to bring attention to it in a funny way, like, you know, pay attention to what's actually going on, what they're doing out here to us, because even though stuff seems normal, you taught this is normal. That ain't really how normal people live life. And I'm just really taking some of those concepts and stretching them out there and really going hard in that category. So, you know, I got a lot of good things going on out here right now. I'm in Colorado probably for another couple years, and then we'll see what happens.
Okay, moving around. That's what's up. Well, we thank you for as well joining the program as well. As well as you at home, we thank you for joining the program. You guys, we appreciate everybody who left us a comment. I see there's plenty of comments that we didn't quite get to today in the feed, but we appreciate you for leaving them. But until next time, y'all, we hope that you guys had a good Thanksgiving. It's me, your boy, Mizzle to the Jizzle. You've been listening to Radio 22's Talk 22. Until next time, y'all, peace.
He's trying to get out of the ring.